First of all, we need to ask ourselves, is Saudi Arabia a moderate country to begin with? In Mecca, non-Muslims are not even allowed to enter the city of Mecca all year around. It's a crime. It's punishable by the Saudi law. So as long as they have this, what you call it, segregation and apartheid and discrimination, how can they be trusted? They're not even trusted with their own women and their own children to trust them as a counterpart. But I don't know, in the world of diplomacy and politics, I'm not a diplomat. I will never be. So I don't know their calculations and how much they choose to compromise with the devil. Saudi Arabia is not Israel's friend. Saudi Arabia has interest. This is why they have been tempted by the Abraham Accords. And in my opinion, those accords are not fair to Israel, even though Israel would accept them to start building bridges with the Arab world, which would be great. But in my opinion, and that's personal opinion, that has to be established on the right foundations. Otherwise, it's going to bear bad fruit. Like the Abraham Accord need to be rewritten now based on the new reality that would take Israel's security into consideration as priority number one. And any force that is going to come and say, no, but a two-state solution is a condition, then I wouldn't consider them as partner in this process. And I would wait until they are ready. They will have to choose between Israel and or Iran. And the Saudis know that Israel is not their enemy. The Saudis know that Iran would wipe out the Sunni world, uproot it completely. This is what they have been doing since the day of Ali, Hassan, and Hussein. They're out for revenge. They don't want the Sunnis to be in charge. They consider themselves the rulers of the Muslim world. And the Saudi Arabian family is a threat to the Iranians. So the Saudis, if they want to wait for the Islamic regime, the Islamic revolution in Iran to take over the region, then they will continue to oppose Israel. But if they don't want that to happen, then they need to cooperate with Israel, come to the table and actually apologize to Israel for all the funding of terrorism throughout the years. Then acknowledge that Israel is a partner, is a peace partner, is a great neighbor, and acknowledge the advanced technology, the advanced every field of life. That includes religion, by the way. Then once they see Israel for what it is, I am sure Israel will help the Sunni world in a way that is beyond their imagination. Because before Sunni, Shia, Islam, there was a rich Arab culture prior to that. And I don't think Israel has a problem with the Arabians. And if I see the future, I don't see a future between Israel and any Islamic entity in the region. I see the future between Israel and the Arabians, Israel and the Persians. Those are ethnic groups. They are flexible. They are culture. They're way before Islam. And I think they have the capacity to adapt and modernize. So the Abraham Accords, they were in the past, I think they need adjustment. I don't think Israel should accept them the way they are at this as is. Unfortunately, during the wartime, it's very hard. But eventually, after the war and after the dust of this war come down and people look back with more rationality, they're going to realize the damage the Islamists created and what so-called Palestinian revolution brought to the Middle East. They are the root cause of all this problem, chaos in the region. So once the Arabians the Persians come to realize this, and I hope at some point there would be a unity between Persians and Arabians and Israel, then we are talking about a new world that would inspire the rest of humanity on new basis, amazing basis. So I never lost my faith, and I don't want to clown myself into a billion people. I prefer to just stay the way I am, and I prefer that everybody be original based on their own experience of what they are doing and their realization, where they have arrived in their understanding, and allow always room for integration and growth. Because this is not final. Every day I'm learning something new. Because we cannot allow hundreds of millions of people to believe that they have the right to decide who has the right to exist and who doesn't. This is insanity. It's madness. Iran just launched hundreds of ballistic missiles against Israel. And yes, they participate in the defense, and that's great. But is this the rule of the superpower, to just be at defense, not deal with the root cause of the problem, with all the Iranian aggression, funding, proxies, that is destabilizing security throughout not only the region, but now globally? Is this the actual rule of the superpower? We have responsibility. The adequate response would have been the total destruction of the Iranian nuclear program, with no hesitation. I was expecting, actually, from the early beginning of the war, that the United States would just do that. This is their strategy. Even though they hit the Sunnis more than they hit the United States, more than they hit the Jewish people. But the Jewish people, just a common enemy that they use as a vehicle to achieve their ultimate goal. They are sick people. The Iranian Khamenei, the Iranian mullahs, they are sick people. Now, why postponing? Why the United States president not just give the order to demolish, to not allow Islamists, Islamic revolution, to obtain a very dangerous intellectual property that should never fall in the hands of these irresponsible people if they achieve a nuclear power? Can you imagine how they are going to blackmail everybody? If they are blackmailing everybody with just ballistic missiles, what would there be their attitude when they have a nuclear power? So why wait? The United States has to go all in. Cannot be just one leg in, one leg out, trying to please everybody. Leadership and true leaders, they don't try to please everybody. They take risk, and they do the correct job. Legitimizing terrorists is not the solution. It's a very dangerous step. And normalizing their atrocities, taking it as part of the new world, that a reality we have to coexist with, that we must coexist with terrorists, is a very, very dangerous thing. So there are lots of things, I think, in the American policy towards the Middle East that actually made things a lot worse. We could have finished this war with Iran, with Hezbollah, the first couple of months, 3 months of war, if the United States just shake up the dust and just said, this is not acceptable. It's not only about Israel. It's not about the Jewish people. This is about the global security, and those people who took it too far. It's not about 1,500 people who were killed on October 7. I'm concluding. It's not about that. It's about the nature of the attack that happened, and legitimizing, normalizing such an attack would lead to a global chaos. I hope that they will understand this at some point.